Hi everyone, Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk, and thank you very much for joining me for this unboxing video. I am unboxing my product purchase premiere order and my pre-order for the, let me get this right, 2019 to 2020 annual Stampin' Up catalogue. The reason I'm doing two together is that they arrived within a couple of days of each other. So I've taken all of the items, put them in the one box, and I'm going to open it and show you what I've got. So here is my box of goodies, and I'm just going to open it up and just show you how things arrive. Alright, this is the way it comes. We've usually got a load of what do you call plastic air bags in there. So I've got my my packing note, you don't need to see that, and my copy of the annual catalogue. And I can't show you inside it yet because it's against policy, so I can't. But not long to wait now, June the 4th, and this catalogue will be open for business. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a quick cut of the video here, and I'm going to put this box to one side. I'm going to take things out of it one by one, because otherwise I'm going to have nowhere to put things. I haven't got a very huge desk here, so yeah, so I'm going to do a quick transition, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so here we are with inboxing take 2, because for some reason on take 1 the camera turned itself off. Yeah, we're going to do it again, so just pretend. Alright, we're just going to pretend that I haven't opened these before, but I have. So first of all, well, where do we start? Let's start with the new in colours, because that's always very exciting. What are the colours that we're going to get in the new catalogue? So we have 5 new in colours, and I've got the ink pads here. So we have, let me put that to one side. So I have Terracotta Tile, Purple Posy, Seaside Spray, Pretty Peacock, and Rococo Rose. So they come to you all nicely wrapped up like this, and on the back there's a label. And what you do is you open it up and you peel off the label. And you find the label that's in the language that you understand, which in my case is English. Okay, and you just apply that carefully to the front of your ink pad. Now what I do is I take one of the other labels, usually the French one, because I did study French at school, and I put that on the other end. So it doesn't matter which end of my ink pad that I'm looking at, I know what colour it is. Okay, thought I was going to have to trim that bit off. Right. Now, there's one label that has no language on it. It's just blank, and that one is intended to go inside the ink pad. So they're a little bit stiff when you first open them. If you put a little bit of something slippery on the runners, a little bit of tiny little bit of something like Vaseline or WD-40, I believe works well. And I'm going to take that plain label carefully, trying not to double it back on itself or anything like that. Go from that end, might be easier. There you go. And here on this ink pad, there's a little bit where you put your fingers in to open and close the ink pad, and that just fits inside there. It's a bit easier with tweezers. And now I know that if that ink pad is open on my work table, I know what colour it is. And that can be a lifesaver between some of the darker colours. Close it up, nice snap, right? I've already done the Purple Posy because that was the one that I did in take 1 of the video, but I'll come back and I will do the rest of those off camera, because you don't need to see that. Okay, so we've got designer series paper is next, because that's what's on my desk, and you get 4 40 sheets of this, so you get 4 of each pattern in each colour. Alright, so this is the terracotta tile. You get the same patterns in each of the other colours. So that's the front and that's the back. I really do like script paper. I really do. I love it. So we've got the stitched diamonds and the gingham. And this year, I have to be honest, usually they put my 2 favourite patterns back to back. So I'll have 2 patterns that I really, really like and 2 patterns I'm not so keen on. But this year I like all of them. And my 2 favourites, which are the script and the gingham, they are on different pieces of paper. So I am happy. I'm a happy bunny. We could only at the moment get the in colours. And that is because with the annual catalogue we're only allowed to, well, they only have stock of a limited number of products, because otherwise, you know, you'd have the warehouse full of two catalogues worth all at the same time and it would be too much. So when the catalogue goes live on the 4th of June, I will be getting the other colour families, alright, in those patterns. Okay, so cardstock. So here are the in colours. I bought 2 packs of the cardstock. You get a maximum of 3 in your pre-order. So that is Pretty Peacock. That is Terracotta Tile. You really do need to see these, you know, up close and personal. There is Rococo Rose, that is Seaside Spray, and that is Purple Posy. The Seaside Spray and Purple Posy, when I saw them on screen for the first time, I wasn't that impressed with them. I thought they were a bit wishy-washy, but actually in real life they're very, very pretty. Okay. So what's next? Well, I got some punches. This is the Timeless Label Punch, and this is the Perennial Flower Punch. And what I will do with these, when I take them out of the wrapping, I will write what they are in Sharpie, so that when I'm demonstrating, I know what punch I'm using. And I will also maybe put my initials on them as well, because if I go away to a training day and we bring our own things with us, and everybody's got the same punch, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, is that your punch or is that my punch? And you know, it's better to label them. I'll leave the embellies just for a couple of minutes. Okay, so I got some stamps, and I got the Floral Essence, which goes with that punch. If you can see, that is the same shape as that, but actually when I looked at that on stage, the first thing I said was, oh, that's a propeller. So this one may be turning up in the in some nautical theme things. And also that stamp matches our leaf punch, which we already have. So yeah, I can get some good fun out of those. And these are photopolymer stamps, so all I need to do with these is to peel one off and stick it to my block. This one is a cling stamp set. It's called A Good Man, and I think this is going to be really useful for blokes cards, because not every man likes cars, beer, golf, soccer, fishing. You know, that's why it can be difficult to make cards for men, and they tend to be around those themes. So these are cling stamps, and as you can see, they are a little bit different to the photopolymer. So they come on a sheet like this, and there's a backing on it. And what I like to do is I like to pull off the backing. Okay, I'm not worried about the individual stamps right now. If it's coming off, it's coming off. If it's not, it's not. I just want to get all of this clear backing material. And it's kind of cut onto the rubber. And then I'm going to put that into my stamp case so that I can see at a glance if I've got a stamp missing. Now, not everybody likes to do that, but I do. So you also get this sheet of labels for indexing. And the way that you use these is choose the stamp that you want to stamp with. I'm going to start with this one, kind of at random. and on one side you can see the pattern, on the other side not so easy. Yeah, this is the backing side, and there will be a split down the middle of each label. So this is the way I like to do it. I take the backing off, and I'm going to work on a flat surface, and I'm just going to line my stamp up with the label. Now, take a little bit of time to do this because this stuff is sticky. It's clingy. It's not coming off again. You will break your stamp before you get that off again. And that is now ready to use. So at my leisure, at some point in the future, I will go through, and either I will do all of the stamps so that I've got the complete set ready, or I may just say, actually I want to use that one today, so I will prepare that one now. It all depends what else I've got to do. Alright, so I have one more stamp set, and this one has a companion set of dies. So this is called Sailing Home. This is the one that was straight to the top of my wish list at Onstage. It was like, woof, I need this one. I've said before, I live by the seaside, okay? Literally, if I look out of my living room window, I can see the Bristol Channel, right? And I have plans for this stamp set. I've got real plans for it. Oh, by the way, if you can hear a whooshing noise in the background, it's because it's a warm day and my computer's gone into its spin cycle. It does that every now and again. I will try and reduce the noise in post-production using the iMovie noise reduction. I was going to call it an app. It's not an app. It's a function within iMovie. So I hope it's not going to be too annoying. And again, this is a red rubber one, and as you can see, this was the one I demonstrated in take one. That's the lighthouse. So I'm going to be using that one, and it comes with, or you can get as a bundle. You buy them separately, or you can buy them as a bundle. And if you buy as a bundle, you save 10%. So we've got the companion dies that go with, and the nice thing about the dies this time, we've changed our manufacturer. We used to get them from Sizzix, and now Stampin' Up get them manufactured. They commission them direct from the manufacturer, and they have worked. It's a little thing, all right, but with the Sizzix dies, the tape that holds them to the backing card was so strong, you could actually bend your die before you got them off the card if you weren't careful, or you didn't use some undo. This is much easier, but it still holds them nice and firmly. And what I will do with these, I don't keep them in the envelope. I store the envelope elsewhere, but I will take these off and I will put them onto a magnet sheet in a folder. And then when I have retired dies, I take them back out and I put them back in their wallet, so I know that they're retired. And some of them I will be selling second hand. So yeah, and something that quite a lot of demonstrators do, because you can't keep everything, you run out of space. So we have to get away. We have to share the love. We pass on the ones that aren't our favourites. Well, I do anyway. Okay, so these are the Stitched Nested Labels dies, and again, these were. This is something that I was quite excited about because I do love nesting dies. I love label dies. I love those shapes, and I was really happy about these because they are double stitching. So this is this bit in the middle here. This is a cut line, and this on the outside is a cut line. Yeah, sorry, this is a cut line. And these stitching lines also impress into the fabric. So when you, so when you cut out with these, basically you get the inner shape has got stitching on it, and the outer shape has got stitch pattern on it. So very excited about that, because sometimes I want a stitched. I don't want the stitch shape. I want the outer to be stitched. So really happy that we have that functionality. Okay, let's pop those out of the way. I have embellishments, trinkets, so I've got bird ballad trinkets. So these are kind of an antique gold sort of finish. Very pretty. So we've got a little leaf, a little key, a little flower, and a little bow. We've got a little pot of those. There are trinkets that go with the sail away, but I didn't get any of those because I got some at on stage. So they were on the table that we got to share out at the end. This I'm really excited about. Really, really. This is called Woven Threads Trim, and as you can see, this is how it comes. But if you trim a bit off and you pull this bottom thread, you get this. You get little tassels. I love little tassels. And this is Sahara sand, so it's a relatively light colour. So I'm wondering if it'll take colour, if it'll take ink. So I'm going to keep this little bit that I've trimmed off, and I'm going to experiment with that. I'm going to find out if it will take re-inkers. You know, I wouldn't put anything super pale on there, but it might. It would. I think it would definitely take one of the darker neutrals. So I'll experiment, and I'll come back to you on that one. Okay, so the other things that I got in my pre-order, I got some of these. These are the Perennial Essence 12 by 12 Vellum cardstock. So it's a little bit heavier than your ordinary vellum. And I have some pink, some yellow, and some green. Very, very nice. And of course 12 by 12, I'll get a lot of projects out of those. Vellum is absolutely gorgeous anyway. Okay, so what else have I got? See, these were all nicely in the envelopes until I came along and opened them all. Okay, so what I have here is the Come Sail Away Designer Series papers. So 12 by 12 paper, double-sided, so you have that pattern, so you have two of each, yeah, but I have this pattern, these patterns, little boats swimming on their heads, those patterns, and that's on the reverse, and this pattern, which is one of my favourites, and this is what's on the reverse. And last but by no means least, I have these patterns. Turn that around so that the lighthouses are on their head. Now, these papers, I don't know how well you can see, but they've got kind of a textury pattern. I mean, they're flat papers, but there's a texture in the printing, and I think these would look super good if we ran them through with the Subtles embossing folder. I think that's gonna add just a layer of gorgeousness. Let's put that there so I know what they are. And last of all, but by no means least, this is the Perennial Essence Designer Series paper, and these were just, oh my word. Because you look at these and I was just blown away. These are so beautiful, and this is going to be a set that I am going to make myself use because it's just so strokeable. You just want to love it. But if I use it, I can buy more of it. Yeah. So yeah, not as daft as I look, am I? So this is what we have on one sheet, so that's on one side, that's on the other. I love these blues and purples. And then we have these. That is so pretty and feminine, isn't it? Isn't that gorgeous? these. And I know there are little flowers in it, but I'm looking at that and thinking, sprinkle stars on there and you've got galaxy. Just like that. This one, similar. Again, the flowers are a little bit more visible. And look at those. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. And then we have these. And last of all, these. And they are honestly so beautiful. So I think that is about everything that I got in my pre-order. Let me move those out of the way so I don't do something awful to them. So those are going to be available to everybody from the 4th of June. If you're a Stampin' Up demonstrator, you probably already know about this stuff and you've probably already got your pre-order in. If you're not a demonstrator and you'd like to know about how you can get your hands on Stampin' Up product before everybody else and at a discount, then talk to your Stampin' Up demonstrator about maybe joining. If you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator and you're in the UK, then I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have, and you can get in touch with me through my Facebook page. Details are below. But that is all I've got for you today. I will be back soon with a proper crafting project. But for now, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope I'll see you again sometime soon. Bye bye.